Hello again. Welcome to what we call our tractor shop. It's actually attached directly behind me on the other side of this wall is our garage shop that you may have seen in previous videos when we're remodeling it. I'll give you a tour of that sometime in the next few days as well. But what we're doing today with the tractor shop, and the reason we call it the tractor shop is it used to be big enough to park both my subcompact Kubota BX23S and our zero-turn Kubota. But when I upgraded to the L series Kubota, it doesn't fit in here. So this is still the tractor shop, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an expansion or extension on it through that little doorway I've built. That doorway is brand new. I've just framed it out on where I want the door to be. There's still some work to be done on it. I'm gonna cut that old sheet metal that made up the outside of the tractor shop, the outside of the shed or shop. Cut that out with a grinder disc. So that's what I'm going to do here for the project today. We're going to mark it out, and then we're going to basically cut it out. I'm going to go to the other side to do the cuts. So I'm just going to measure it out here, mark it out on the other side, and then cut it out with our nice rigid battery powered grinder with a cutoff disc in it at the moment. So this should work very well. One thing I would recommend is wearing goggles. I've got glasses. Those will probably be fine. I'll probably put some protective safety glasses on because whenever you're cutting metal with a grinder, the sparks fly. So be ready to have them bouncing off of you. All right, let's get this measured out and we'll get it cut, and then we'll have our opening, and I'll show you where we're going to put in the extension part of the new tractor shop, where the excavator and the new tractor is going to be parked. And then I'm going to use this for wood storage and just general work that we have going on out here when I can do it outdoors and don't have to go inside to the wood shop inside. So before we go outside and mark, I just wanted to measure where I wanted to make my cuts. Now what we're going to do on this side, you can see this piece of metal on the inside comes all the way up to where the inside of the door is going to be. So we don't really need to leave any of this overhanging here. Now if we look at the other side, it just happens to be the same width as an entire single panel. So basically what we can do, we don't have to make any up and down cuts. We can just make one cut across the top here. I'm going to leave that cut a little bit longer. So I'm going to probably come down about an inch or two below this so that that will be fairly sharp, because when you cut metal, it's obviously very sharp. We don't want anybody to get cut on that. So basically what we'll do is then bend that up and put some type of facing board over the top here, facing board over both sides, even though we won't have sharp edges on the side. So we're gonna go cut that out about 79 inches tall from the ground up across this one panel, and then we'll just refasten this panel down so that everything's nice and secure. All right, so what we did was just marked a spot here, which is about an inch lower than the top of the doorway on the other side. I was able to look just right through the other side since it's not connected, see where that is. Put one mark there, then I held my level up there, marked a general line across there, even though it's kind of hard to keep it nice and straight because of the different depths of the metal here. But this is an inside finish work, so it doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna bend that metal that's left over underneath that frame and then put another board over the top of it. So I'm not that concerned about it. I'm just going to cut this all the way off. I'll end up cutting through two sheets here because I don't want to mess with having to separate those right now. Won't be a problem. And then we'll just take this sheet out and we'll have our doorway. All right, I think it's going to be easier because the way this goes in and out, it's binding up when we get on the inside parts. But if we go to the inside, those will be on the outside. So we'll finish this off by cutting it on the inside. All right, so that is out of there, but I marked on the wrong side of the stud. I marked on the top instead of the bottom. So my plan was to wrap that metal around that stud. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put another 2x4 across on the inside and just nail it down to that. Still won't come into play. It's 8. My battery died. It's 8 feet off the ground, so it won't come into play and hurt anybody. But now that my battery is dead on my little gimbal here, we will wrap it up. So we've got our doorway put in, and what we're gonna do now in the next few weeks, I'm not sure, no real time schedule on it, I'm gonna put some posts in here and basically just extend this tractor shop out to have a roof about 16 feet, so I can park both the excavator and the tractor underneath there. So then we'll basically have an extended tractor shop with a doorway to go in and out from either side.